Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Mull. So today we're going to study how sentences look. So let's get started on our writing. Everybody gather around and we're going to talk about the topics of your next book. I want to teach you something important that will help you write a lot of books. Books that others can read. We're getting ready to turn our book factory into a bookstore. And I was thinking about all the great books you've been writing, and I can't wait for you to share them with everyone. So think about the next book you will write. What do you want to write about? Think about it. Give me a thumbs up when you have that idea. All right, now everybody say what your next book will be about out loud. Go. Wow, I heard a lot of great ideas. I heard fairies, toys, computers, monster trucks, and games. And I think these topics will be great books to read about. These books will help you show and tell people so much about you and the things that you like. I want to share a tip with you that will help you make sure other kids can read your books. Today, I want to teach you that when writers like you write sentences in books, there are things they always do. They work to make their sentences look like the sentences in a book, so they are super easy for readers to read. So we need to think about what writers always do, and I'm going to show you. Let's study this sentence. It's from a book called The Zoo. And the sentence says, "Here is the zoo." Say it with me. Here is the zoo. Now, what do you notice about this sentence? What do you notice about how it looks? How does it start and end? Turn and tell someone next to you. Go. All right, back to me. Now, I heard a lot of friends say the same thing. I noticed that it starts with an uppercase letter. Yes, so look how I underlined the capital H. That's an uppercase letter. I underlined it in blue to show you. Now let's see how this sentence ends. Look at the ending. It ends with a mark called a period. And this helps us know that this is a sentence. So here, notice how I circled the period. That's how our sentence ends. Now, I also heard some friends say that there are spaces between the words. Absolutely. Notice the arrows pointing to where there are spaces. Most of the words in the sentence have lowercase letters. Did you see that? Boys and girls, you can try and do these things when you write sentences. Here's another sentence from the book. It says, "The zoo is big." It has so many of the same parts. What do you notice about it? Quick, turn and tell someone next to you. Great, look at all the parts it had. These are the same parts that the other sentence had. A capital letter at the beginning, space between the words, and a period at the end of the sentence. So let's write a sentence together right now. Let's try to do all the things that writers do when they write sentences. So I'm thinking, what kind of page should we write? You know what? We should write a page for our book about dancing. I remember in that book I was spinning and twisting, and I remember wanting to use the pattern, "Look at me." So let's write the sentence, "Look at me spin." Say it with me. Look at me spin. Now we have to remember how sentences look. Now the first word in the sentence is look. What kind of letter do we put at the beginning? Yes, an uppercase letter. And look is a sight word. It's a snap word that you say quickly. So let's look at the word wall so we know how to spell look. L-O-O-K. So look starts with an uppercase L. Let's write it in the air. Uppercase L. So now I'm going to write it on our chart here. So uppercase L, and the rest of the letters are lowercase. L, O, O, Okay, look. Now what comes next? You're right, a space. So I'm not going to write anything in this area. This is going to be a space. Now we need to write our next word. Look at. At is a sight word. It's a snap word on our word wall. So at, everybody write it in the air. At. A-T. At. So I'm going to spell it. A-T. All right, what comes next, everyone? Yes, another space. So I'm going to leave this empty right here. Now I need to write the word me. Look at me. Me is another sight word. That's snap word. So let's look at the word wall. How do we spell me? M-E. Great job. So let me write it. M-E. All right, boys and girls, what comes next? Yes, a space. So I'm going to leave this empty right here. And now we're going to write our last word. Look at me spin. You know what? Spin is not a sight word. So we need to say this word slowly so we can write each letter for every sound we hear. Spin. S, yes. Sp, sp, P. Great. Spit it, I. Spin. And great job, boys and girls. So we just wrote our sentence. Look at me spin. I almost forgot. We need to write our period. That period marks the end of our sentence. Let's read it together. Look at me spin. Great job, boys and girls. So writers, you have a lot to do today. Many of you will start a new book. It will show and tell a lot about you. Make sure it tells something important about you and the people, places, and things that you care about. You will write books that you want to add to our library. I want you to work hard to make your sentences look like the sentences that you see in a book. Think about what you should do when you write those sentences. I can't wait to see what sentences you add to your books today, boys and girls. Off you go.